Hello everyone, this is Graham with Terabit Web Security News, bringing you yet another cybersecurity news story. Microsoft Windows Update, April 2021 edition. Patch Tuesday includes updates patching 110 vulnerabilities, of which 88 are important and 19 are critical. There are 19 elevation of privilege, 17 information disclosures, 55 remote code executions, 9 denial of service, 6 security feature bypass, and 2 spoofing vulnerabilities patched with this update. Some of the most interesting patches are yet another update of the Microsoft Exchange server. Some of these vulnerabilities were brought to you courtesy of the NSA, rating the high end of the CVSS rating system at 9.8 each. The other two ranked 8.8 and 9.0 respectively. All 4 of the vulnerabilities that affect the Microsoft Exchange server are considered critical remote code execution vulnerabilities, but also are labeled to include high compromise in confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the affected products. These vulnerabilities affect Microsoft Exchange Server versions 2013, 2016, and 2019. For the second month in a row, the CISA has issued an alert to patch Microsoft Exchange servers immediately and wishes to clarify these patches are in addition to the patches from last month and are just as dangerous, but just have not been exploited yet. But likely will be exploited very soon as these updates are now live. CVE 2021-28310 is a Win32K elevation of privilege vulnerability in the Windows Desktop Manager. This was discovered by Boris Larin of Kaspersky. This vulnerability is currently being exploited in the wild and has a CVSS score of 7.8. This vulnerability is an out-of-bounds write vulnerability in the desktop Windows Manager that allows an attacker to write controlled data at a controlled offset using Direct Composition API. Direct Composition is a Windows component that was introduced in Windows 8 to enable bitmap compositions with transforms, effects, and animations with support for bitmaps of sources such as GDI, DirectX, etc. The full write-up of this vulnerability is in Boris's blog post. We've included the link to Boris's blog post in the notes below. There are a couple of Windows Media Decoder vulnerabilities in CVE 2021-27095 and CVE 2021-28315, which allows for an attacker to host a specially crafted website and trick a user into visiting it to exploit these vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities rank at 7.8 on the CVSS rating system. These vulnerabilities were discovered by Yang Kang at DNPushMe. There are a total of 27 vulnerabilities in the remote procedure call runtime, with 15 important and 12 critical impacts listed. All of these vulnerabilities are remotely exploitable and all have a CVSS score of 8.8. A remote attacker may be able to make a specially crafted RPC request that allows for remote code execution on the targeted machine. It is possible that the higher criticality levels of these RPC vulnerabilities are for higher privileged access, though it is unclear due to the description of these vulnerabilities provided by Microsoft. Microsoft has listed Yuki Chen as the security researcher who found 26 of the 27 vulnerabilities. There is an Active Directory web sign-in vulnerability addressed in CVE 2021-27092, which addresses a potential elevation of privilege vulnerability in the way Azure Active Directory web sign-in allows arbitrary browsing from the third-party endpoints used in federated authentication. This vulnerability has been assigned a CVSS score of 6.8. Other Windows component updates include Microsoft Office, SharePoint, DNS Server, Microsoft Edge, Windows Speech, Windows Diagnostics Hub, Visual Studio, AppX deployment extensions, Event Tracing, Windows Installer, Windows Kernel, Windows Resource Manager, Port Mapping, Registry, NTFS, Network File System, SMB, and TCP/IP. If you have been using the legacy Microsoft Edge, Microsoft removed the old Microsoft Edge web browser in this update, if it hasn't already been removed, and installed the new Microsoft Edge in its place. Also a note, if you are using Windows 10 version 1909, it goes end of life next month at the next Windows Update Patch Tuesday. it may be a good time now to upgrade your version 1909 to the latest version of Windows 20 H2. In addition, whenever doing any updates, always make sure you back up your computer before you do. It's always good practice, and it will save you in the long run in case your computer does have a problem with the updates that Microsoft puts out. If you need further information, see the notes below. You have been watching the Terabit Web Security News with Graham as your host. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel for further updates.